This message is for somebody who has colorful hair or maybe a big dog. You could have just come back from a trip or booked a trip. Um, you also obviously could be a Pisces sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign. Um, and I feel like you've been having like some disagreements or like problems with your friendships recently. So if any of that sounds like you, then this might be your reading. Go ahead and say if you like. Spirit, what's going on with Pisces right now? Oh, wow. Yeah, there's a lot of energy spilling over. I feel like you've been making your opinions known lately. And I also feel like in some ways your energy has just been leaking out. So there's nothing wrong with you speaking your mind, but there's also you're not doing something wrong to somebody else by speaking your mind, but you do have to be careful for yourself of the way that you let your energy leach out. Okay, we've got the Six of Vessels, which is the Six of Cups in this deck. Reunion, Knight of Vessels, Knight of Cups, Eel in reverse, and we've got the Green Man, which is, let's see, 4, so that's the Emperor in this deck. We have the Guardian in reverse, associated with the number 15. 15, I believe this is the Devil. Devil in reverse. Let me just double check. Yep, Devil in reverse. We've got Three of Bows, so Three of Wands, fulfillment. Page of Vessels, Page of Cups, Otter. Two of Stones in reverse, Challenge, so that's the Two of Pentacles. And then we have Two of Arrows, Injustice. So that's Two of Swords. And then King of Bows, Adder, in reverse. And at the bottom of the deck, we have Eight of Vessels. So Eight of Cups, Rebirth. Yeah, it definitely feels like you're going through a very volatile moment. Birth is a situation that is difficult on both the person giving birth and the person being birthed. It's not an easy thing for anyone to go through. And I'm feeling like this heaviness in my chest. You've been going through some heaviness recently. The Green Man, being the Emperor, speaks to me of someone who is very powerful and standing in their power and very business-minded, very successful in business, a protector, a provider, somebody who knows how to take care of their domain. You may be like the person who rules the house. You may be the person who puts in a lot of work in the house. If you have roommates or family that you live with, I'm sensing that you may feel that you're the one doing all the work and that you're taking on more than your fair share of the work. Knight of Vessels, Knight of Cups in reverse. It's like there's some stubborn energy, very, very stubborn energy here. I think being, I think that that stubborn energy is coming from that. It's like you are in the stance of I'm the ruler of this house. I'm the person who I want to say it in Spanish. In Spanish, it's like yo soy la que manda. I'm the one who tells you what to do. I'm the one. I'm the boss around here. Okay, that's what it is. I'm the boss around here. Six of Vessels, needing to play more. You are a very playful energy. I think that that's something that people really like about you and enjoy about you. But there's something with this devil in reverse, the guardian in reverse, needing to free yourself from something. And you're the only one who can free you from this. I think that you're looking to someone else to make you feel more comfortable. Like, for example, this is just an example that's coming to me like randomly. Let's say you have roommates or family members who don't keep the house as clean as you. And so you're the one who's constantly doing the dishes, and that's causing you distress. And so it's like in your mind, you're like, I'm in the right here because this other person is not living up to these standards. But there's nothing morally wrong with them not living up to those standards. They may not be as neat and clean of a person as you. This is, again, just an example, so take it how it resonates for you. But yeah, it's like you're reacting to people as if there's some sort of moral like deficiency within them, or as if they're just like dumb because they don't do things your way. And it's like that's coming from the fact that there is a feeling within yourself that you're experiencing, and you're blaming them and that situation for that feeling arising in you. But there's something a little bit deeper under there. Okay, we've got the Three of Bows, the Three of Wands, fulfillment. Definitely, it feels like you're growing right now. You're growing into a moment of fulfillment. You're transforming. You're like shedding some of the old, but you're also still at the beginning stage of something. So you actually may be a very young person or somebody who went through a lot of trauma, and you're healing and you're going through the phases that young people have to go through in order to learn how to communicate with people, and in order to learn like things like emotional maturity. It seems like this is like you're in a moment where you're having to learn some emotional maturity. Then we got the Page of Vessels, Otter. So that's the Page of Cups. It is still, yeah, a very immature energy. But yeah, that's interesting that I said emotional maturity, because then when I'm picking this up, I hadn't really thought about it. But this is the card of like the Page of Cups. The Page of Vessels is someone who is like very playful, has a very playful energy, which feels to me very much like your energy. Very playful, exploratory, adventurous, mischievous energy. And one that is definitely in the beginning, like starting to learn emotional maturity. Then we have Two of Stones in reverse. That's Two of Pentacles for challenge. I think your challenges are, I think that something that happens here is you feel that your words fall on deaf ears. Like you say something to somebody like, hey, this bothers me, and they don't listen to you, like they tune you out, it feels like. It's like even if it doesn't seem like they're tuning you out in the moment, if they're going like, oh, okay, I hear you, and it seems like they care. They also are someone who, like, it's like they have a flighty, flaky energy, or that's what it feels like other people are to you, very flighty and flaky. And so then they come back and they do that same thing again, right? And you're like, what happened to the last conversation that we had? Right? And so I feel like something that's happening here is that the way that you're communicating with people, you're seeing that this is a pattern that they continue to communicate in those ways. Or they continue to react to you in that way. So it's like you're starting to notice the evidence that people are tuning you out when you're speaking. Then there's the King of Bows, so King of Wands, Adder. Adder is a very, very poisonous snake. Wait, I don't know if I'm thinking about that correctly. I might be thinking about the asp. But it's a snake. It's, we're talking about transformation, shedding of the skin. There could be a little bit of trickster energy in it, but not in a bad way. Trickster spirits are necessary. And so you have a little bit of that, like, energy to you, I feel like. It's like but I feel like by communicating in the way that you're communicating, you are giving up your power a lot. Like, you are somebody who has the ability to be like this king energy, the King of Wands, but you are not taken seriously. You're not listened to. You're not heard. Then we have the Two of Swords, the Two of Arrows in reverse. There's definitely a decision needing to be made, because we've seen the Two of Pentacles and Two of Arrows come out. A decision that needs to be made. I think that you're, and something that needs to be left behind. There's this rebirth energy. Rebirth comes after death, or after leaving something behind, right? So there is this energy of needing to leave something behind. Needing to leave behind that old way of communication. Let's pull an oracle card for you. Spirit, how can they leave behind this way of communication? How can they leave that behind? I love this. Okay. Act as if. Chameleon spirit, number 14. 14 is one for new beginnings, creation. It's four for family, home life, and stability in the family and home life. Put them together, that makes the number 5. Spirit is really, really working, because 5 is a number of spirit, of the divine, right? And Spirit is really, really working to help you to come into some emotional maturity. And I think you're ready for it, honestly. Just need some water. Okay. The oracle message here is, Chameleon Spirit shares her gift with you today to prepare you for changes that will greatly benefit you. Outer conditions are changing, and you're required to come into harmony with them so you can co-create your greatest dream. Feeling sensitive? Good, because that will come in handy, enabling you to determine how best to adapt to your environment and the people in it, while at the same time maintaining your integrity and inner equilibrium. Even if you feel like you're in uncharted territory, Chameleon Spirit has complete faith in your ability to fit in and learn the lay of the land, adapting as necessary. This is a fortunate time to act as if and do as others do, until the new way feels familiar and completely natural. Life is offering you a great lesson now. Adapting isn't about losing yourself, it's about learning how to dance with others. Perfect. Okay, yeah, we're seeing that what you need is to adapt to this other person, to this other situation. You're behaving, it's like you're somebody who's always kept house in a certain way. You're somebody who comes from a family where they always keep house in a certain way. And to you, it's just natural and common sense that people would do that. Again, this is not like it doesn't have to be that exact situation that's happening to you, but it's just like an analogy. You have to understand that other people have other ways of doing things too, and that your way is not the only way. Spirit, can I get a clarification on this Three of Bows, the Three of Wands? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. There's a need for self-care. And I'm not just talking like, oh, go take a bubble bath or something like that. I'm talking about, it's more than just healthy habits, like healthy physical habits. There's also, Nine of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So this is the shadow aspect. 9 is a number of the witch, the healer, the mother, the herbalist, the alchemist, the artist. There's, when we talk about self-care, the self-care that's needed here is not just like, oh, let me, do a face mask or something like that. It's, let me take care of my spiritual and emotional hygiene. Let me do things that regulate myself, such as spending time meditating, doing yoga, sitting outside, putting my hands in the dirt, petting an animal. You have been having to do things by yourself for a long time. And part of self-care for you is that adaptation. And it is remaining in connection with Source, with Spirit. That's where your growth is coming from. That is where the emotional intelligence is coming from. Your self-care routine needs to incorporate regular rituals. Like if you do something specific for the full moon or new moon or, things like that. They don't have to be big things. They have to just be things that keep you connected to Source and that keep you grounded. Okay, there's a lot of energy here of feeling and being very ungrounded. Spirit, what is the decision that the Two of Swords is asking for? Okay. These are your two decisions. These are your choices. These are your choices specifically when it comes to communication and getting justice in communication. Queen of Wands in reverse is 1. So that's like discomfort. But discomfort that leads to this, that leads to power, stability, creativity, the ability to provide comfort not only for yourself but for others. Then Nine of Swords in reverse is the other choice. This is the need to set boundaries because there's something that like keeps you up at night, but it's not because somebody else is doing something, because somebody else is encroaching on your space. It's because of your own, you've got some mental dilemmas that you have to sort out. So yeah, it's having to have boundaries with yourself, even like with the way that you talk about these kinds of things with the people that you're in these arguments with. Spirit, can you clarify the Two of Stones, please? The Two of Stones. Stones is Pentacles. Okay, this being in reverse means there's like some messages incoming. These are, again, your two options when it comes to those messages. You can, there's a situation that's already over, and you know that. And then the other path is to actually speak. It's interesting because it's like this is somebody who needs to speak kinder to people. So it feels to me like your choices are speak kinder or or it's over. Speak kinder or it's over. And listen, I'm not the kind of person who's going to be like, keep your emotions inside and speaking to somebody nicely is the only way to speak to somebody. I don't believe that. But I think that in this situation, you're actually speaking to somebody who you want to be friends with. Clarify this Six of Vessels, please. Yeah, you're speaking to somebody who you want to be friends with and who you actually care for. We've got the Ace of Wands in reverse, Six of Wands in reverse. This was something that at one point you felt was beautiful. It was like a friendship that was beautiful, or a family that was beautiful. And right now, there's a feeling of great loss. And I think that that's why you feel the need. I feel like that's why you're lashing out a bit. And it's okay. This is also still a salvageable experience for you. Okay, there's still a way to work things out, both in yourself and with this relationship. Okay, Spirit, what else do they need to know for their own well-being so that they can actually work this out for themselves, for their highest good? Let me take this one. Time out. Awareness, contemplation, solitude, time alone. There's a number 36 with the number 3 being growth and expansion. Also stability, 6 being a relationship number, especially related to love, harmony, victory. Put them together, that's number 9. So that's the path of the healer, the witch, the mother, the herbalist, the alchemist. You're definitely, I think, needing to come out of a time of solitude. I think that you're reacting this way because you are very lonely in your own ways. Like, even if you're somebody who's out there and you're interacting with people on a regular basis, you're still somebody who has not felt understood. You felt like you're in solitude, like you need to be in solitude. Seeing 444 on the timer. Spirit is telling you that this friendship, this relationship, this union of whatever kind, it's not over and it doesn't have to be over. And it's actually something that's calling you to be family with each other. Like to be chosen family, even like if you're not like actually related to each other, to be chosen family to each other. This feels like a very healing relationship if you allow it to be. And somebody in this group is going like, "No, you got to be crazy." Listen. All the energy that you're spilling out right now really sounds like that. Like, "No, you got to be crazy." But you know, even as you're saying that, you know that you're speaking from a place of wounding, where people have wounded you, they've let you down over and over again. I think that you're dealing with somebody or a group of people or something that care about you and that are willing to repair things. But it does require that you believe that it can be done, that you trust that it can be done, and that you change the way that you speak to people. Yeah. But there is a need. I think the thing that helps you, that's going to help you to do that, is to lean into spirituality. Whatever that is for you. It's to lean into your own personal spiritual path, because that's the thing that keeps us grounded. And the reason it keeps you grounded is because when you're super in touch with Source, you know how to interpret the signs that Source sends you. So whether they're like angel numbers or recurring animals or shapes or colors or words that just keep popping up, I think that you get a lot of that and just don't know how to read them. And you, in some cases, are like, "I'm so confused. What does it mean?" And like, the way to know what those things mean is to be grounded enough that when you see them, your energetic response to it isn't, "What does it mean?" It's, "I'll know what that means when the time is right. I see that. I'll know what it means when the time is right." Okay? I think that you're being called to look at the signs and synchronicities in your life and to like spend time in nature so that those signs and synchronicities continue to come up. And nature can be anywhere. You don't have to go out into the woods and seclude yourself. You don't have to, drive hours out of the city to be in nature. All you have to do is look up. There's a sky. You go outside, you look up, there's a sky. It might have a little patch of grass in front of your apartment building or something. There's always a way to connect with nature. So when you are tempted to speak to somebody, to this person, or these people who you actually care about, remember the reason you're so hurt is because you care so much. Okay? I know you don't want to hear that, but but it's true. The reason you're so hurt about this situation is because you care so much. And so you can have these conversations with people where you're, asking them to meet you where you're at. You're saying like, "Hey, I really need for the dishes in our apartment and or whatever to be clean. Can we work out a system in which we both take on that work to do that?" There's ways to have those conversations without like exploding on somebody, blowing up and like running away or whatever it is that you need to do. So when you're feeling like you need to blow up on somebody, especially when you're trying to work things out, try not to blow up on them and like actually go outside, go for a walk, take some space, get some air, then come back to to the conversation, the situation, and try to resolve it from there. But it does take you actually taking that moment to connect with yourself, to connect with source, to know that you're grounded enough that if something pops up, you'll know how to deal with it. And if you don't know how to deal with it, then it's not time to react yet. Okay, there's more that we can talk about over this, but I feel like this is what you need to know for right now. And as your energy changes and shifts, and as you begin to integrate this lesson, we'll be able to go over it more as I do more readings for you. Okay. If this resonated for you and you wanted a few more answers or like a little bit more clarity, you can also check out the other zodiac signs that I did readings for this week. You can check your sun, moon, rising, Venus, or really like any title that really grabs your attention and has like those synchronicities in them. Okay, so I hope I'll see you soon, and I hope this was helpful. Have a great week. Bye.